Pathogens can be spread or transmitted from person to person in several ways. Let's look at some examples. Pathogens can travel through water. This can be drinking water or even bathing water. A good example of a pathogen that's transmitted in this way is the cholera bacterium. This can cause diarrhea and severe dehydration. Another method of transmission is food. Contaminated food can sometimes contain bacteria, usually as a result of poor hygiene. A good example of this is the salmonella bacterium that causes food poisoning. The air is also another method of transmission. Sometimes, especially when people sneeze, microbes are carried in droplets that can then travel through the air and be inhaled by another person. A good example of this is the influenza virus that causes the flu. This is why people usually cover their mouths and noses whenever they sneeze. Another method of transmission is through different surfaces. These surfaces could be physical surfaces we touch, like a floor or even a door handle, but it can also be from person to person, from physical contact. A good example of this is a fungal infection like athlete's foot. Another example of transmission is through bodily fluids. This can be bodily fluids shared through needles, through breastfeeding, and also through sexual intercourse. A good example of this is the HIV virus, which can cause AIDS. And finally, animal vectors are another method of transmission. This is usually because animals spread disease, normally by biting another animal or by contaminating food. Good examples of this are parasites carried by some mosquitoes that can cause malaria.